Hey guys, here we are. Finally, you're at a point now where you're going to have to start looking after your nutrition yourself. So, there are many calorie counters out there. Now, what I've done over the time you've been with me is I've been able to track your caloric intake, your macronutrients, and your macronutrients are your fats, your carbs, and your proteins based on your activity level and your current station in regards to how much you weigh, exercise wise, and all those variables that go with losing weight, gaining muscle, etc. But now you've come to the point where you now have to look after the nutrition yourself. Okay, so without trying to overcomplicate things, I will have sent you or are going to send you what your current caloric intake is and your macronutrient split, meaning how many carbs, how many fats, and how many proteins you currently consume. So here we are, what you're looking at now is the front screen and the forescreen of myfitnesspal.com. So what we're going to do is we're going to sign you up and we're going to start you on the process of actually guiding yourself to maintain current weight or based on where you want to go from now. And all questions leave to the end, please. But you can get in touch with me, obviously, in regards to if you have any questions, etc. But for now, we're going to do the process of getting you started, and we're going to get in the process of you signing up and setting your own goals that have laid forth for you. MyFitnessPal does set up your goals based on what you want to achieve, and it has its own little algorithm. But only thing is, it doesn't know where you've currently come from. So, for example, me being a bodybuilder, someone who eats a lot of food, if I wanted to gain more muscle, they might tell me that based on your current variables, your age, your weight, your height, etc., you need to eat this much. What they don't know is chances are I'm already eating that much. So I'm not going to actually gain any muscle because I've got nothing. It's not a surplus, meaning I'm not eating more than my body needs. All right. So without further ado, we're going to get in and we're going to set your goals based on what you're currently doing. So where I've gotten to this point with the Houls Fitness program, you're now going to go on by yourself, obviously with my help, of course, and we're going to get you started. All right, so let's sign up. There are two ways of doing it. You can sign up with Facebook or you can sign up with your email. We're going to start with signing up with your email. The process is just a little bit easier, but similar, just sign up with Facebook. It's one click away. So let's sign up with email. So enter your details. All right, so here, tell us about yourself. This is where they set up their current variables. So, but what we're going to do is for most of my clients, we use the metric system. For those of you whom I do have outside that use pounds, you can keep this. So as is, it's obviously pounds, inches, and I believe they're run in miles. But let's just change this up for kilos. So we're going to go, how would you like to measure weight? Kilos, height, centimeters, and kilometers. Let's change those variables. Current weight for myself, for example, but what I'm going to do is put in someone who's an average client for myself. We're going to do a female, and just for whole round numbers, I'm going to say 100 kilos. So currently 100 kilos, height of 170 is fine, and goal weight. Look, obviously, most of us that come onto the Houls Fitness program, most of us want to lose weight. 80% want to lose weight, others are looking to gain muscle and lose weight. I mean, there's a lot of other variables that may be included there, but so you don't really know, for example, what your goal weight would want to be. I mean, if you could tone up, chances are you'd want to be building muscle. So my goal weight might be 100 kilos, but just toned. So this is where it gets a little bit, okay, what do I do? But let's just say, for argument's sake, I want to lose 10 kilos. But this is all going to change because we're going to go and do our own adaptations to where we currently are anyway. So goal weight, let's just say 90 kilos. Female, date of birth, yep, that'll do. So we're currently 42 years old then, 45, sorry. Actually, no, we'll change the year. So let's just go, say 30. So that would put us around 1985. Yep, that'll do. So 30 years old, living in Australia. Wherever you are. There we are. And my postcode is 4218. That is Mermaid Waters. Don't stalk me. So currently, most of you are doing anywhere from 3 to 5 days activity levels. So what we'll do is we'll put in a, just for argument's sake, lightly active. And how many times a week? Like I said, we're doing about 3 to 5, sorry, workouts. So we'll just start with 3 workouts, 45 minutes minimum, thereabouts. I mean, some of you might differ, but that's fine. So, and we're going to go in calories. That's just an easier number to work with, or an easier variable to work with, sorry. Now, what is your goal rate in losing weight? Or what is your goal? Is to lose 5 kilos, to gain, maintain, etc., etc. So what I will put in here, I don't ever want anyone losing, depending on how overweight, quote, overweight you are, I wouldn't want anyone to lose more than a kilo a week, but I would even go as far as to say anything more than 750 grams is too much. That's where we run the risk of losing muscle, something that we definitely do not want to do. Okay, so we're going to put in losing 0.75 kilos, but just for this argument, I'm going to say lose 500 grams a week. That is a great rate, and that way we're sparing as much muscle as possible. As long as it's continuous, we're winning. Alright, so we're going to save and continue. Okay, so don't worry about this. Let's skip over this. It's just trying to get you more people involved. Obviously, the more people that have got pushing along with you, you know, you can motivate each other, but let's just skip over that for time's sake. Now, so you'll see your suggested fitness and nutrition goal. It's told you now that you're at 1900 calories. Some of you, for example, might be eating already less than that. So we can't go and increase. This would be an increase for a lot of you that come on board with me are in a metabolic damage, and you go and eat 500 calories or even 1,000 for some of you. That would be actually over and above. And this is them telling you to lose weight, but in fact, you're actually eating a lot more than your body's currently consuming. So, like I said, that's their guide. So that's fine. Okay, they're going to suggest this, 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 and this. So let's get started. Alright, so this brings us to here. So obviously they're telling us we're going to consume 1900 calories a day, but what does that mean and what's that made up of? This is where we're going to change our goals. So currently I would have given you, or I will give you, your current macronutrient split, your proteins, carbs, and fats, and we'll go up to goals. So click on goals, and we're going to see here carbs, their recommended suggestion is 238, fat is 63, and proteins 95. That is based on your current weight, which in this case was a female, 100 kilos, looking to lose 10 kilos. So let's not worry about this or this, but what we are going to worry about is this. Okay, so let's change our goals. Guided, no. So we're going to go to custom, click on custom, continue. So net caloric consumed. So let's just say, as a whole number, some of you now are on, let's say 2,000 calories. And I've told you that your number that you're going to consume is 2,000 calories. I will have given you this already. So here they work on percentages. So getting to the most closest number that I've given you. So if I've told you that your current split on 2,000 calories is, you're going to try and get to as close as possible. So with their numbers and putting in 2,000 calories, let's see where this jumps up from. So we've got 238 of carbs, 95 protein, 63 fat. Don't worry about all this stuff here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go change the goals, because the only thing we changed was the caloric intake. So these numbers will all go up, because we've actually gone up 100 calories based on what you're currently on. So you see that, it's gone up a couple of grams there, there, and there. But that's based on a 50, 20, 30. Now, if that's as close as what they'll give you, if I've given you a split that's 250 grams carbs, 100 grams protein, and 67 grams fat, that's perfect. But let's try and get as close to a number that I would have given you, and realistically, your protein levels will probably be increased a lot more, and your carbs will be a lot less, well, not a lot less, but lesser than that. So let's just go on a 40, 50, that leaves us with 10% for fats. So you can see that 40, 50, 10 obviously equals 100%. And let's see how they change. So there you can see we're having 200 grams of carbohydrates, 250 grams of protein, and 22 grams of fats. I wouldn't have you on that less fats. So that's probably more where we'd want to go, say 15. See how that changed there? 15, 45, 40. that will actually equate to something more realistic to what I would have suggested to you, because I wouldn't want you eating less than 30 grams of fat a day, and I wouldn't have you on that because that's minimum requirement for even brain functionality. So let's change that. Let's see what they jumped up to then. Okay, that's more like it. So 33 grams of fat, 225 grams of protein, and 200 grams of carbs. That's more realistic based on a 2000 caloric intake. So I will have given you these numbers. We can try and get as close to the gram as possible. If it's out, a couple of grams here and there, that's fine. We can work with that. All right, you just got to work out this particular percentage. Unfortunately, you can't just put in what I've given you. It's not the way this particular program works. So then we're going to go down and change our goals. That's fine. Now, let's go and input your food for the day. So with this program, what this enables you to do is meet your daily caloric intake based on the caloric intake that I've given you and the macronutrient split. So here, you can see we're going to add our food. So for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks, what we're going to do is most of you eat anywhere from 4 to 6 meals a day. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to increase these. So actually we've only got 4 meals that we can input into. So we're going to change that to 6. So simply go up to settings. And you'll see here a few other variables what you want to actually track. So if you wanted to track other things like cholesterol, sodium, which is your salt levels, potassium, carbs, fibers, you can change that all in there. But as a base, what I've got here is carbs, fats, proteins, sodium, and sugar. You can have a look around at your own time at different variables, and getting used to this program is a must. This is just so you can take effect and actually take accountability for your own nutrition. This is teaching you a little something about the way that your body works as well. So at the moment, you've broken habits with my program. Now you're going to create, and we've started to create new ones, and you're going to create new ones yourself. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to call this, or we're going to keep that at breakfast, sorry, and we're going to call this snack 1. And then we're going to go into lunch, and then we're going to go into snack 2, followed by dinner, and snack 3. So there we can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meals. Save those changes, and you'll now see when we click on food, there we go. We've got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 meals, and now we're ready to go. So in setting up your day, if you knew you were going out for dinner, for example, why not first start by inputting what you're going to have for dinner? And loosely base it. So if you know you're going to go out and have some Thai food or something like that, go and input your dinner, and then that'll backtrack how many calories you've got left for the day, your macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. And as long as you can see down here, you can see where your total goal is and how much you've got remaining. So remaining, and this will tell you what we've currently inputted. But let's start with putting in breakfast. So what you're currently eating, you can actually put in. So I've told you you're eating, I don't know, let's say for example, 30 grams of oats. And the best thing about this program, there's already a database of thousands upon thousands of foods already in this database. And if you're doing this from your smartphone, it actually has a scan, a barcode reader that you can simply go click, and then you can actually scan the food that you're actually inputting. So if you've gotten something that doesn't have, or you're not sure of the nutrition value, or it's not listed in the database already, click on the Q reader, which is called from your phone, and you can actually scan the barcode of the food. But I'm doing this from a PC because this is the best way I believe to set it up, so you can change your goals, etc. And it's not as confusing. You'll have to get used to the application on your phone, but at its essence, this is how we do it. So adding breakfast, let's go to add food. So obviously we don't have any recent foods or frequent foods, or you can even make up your own meals. So using this, you can actually input foods and create a meal. So you can just input one meal at a time, and it'll already have, it could be your breakfast shake. So it could be your oats, your protein powder, your berries, your banana, or anything else, and have that as a whole meal. That all you have to do is simply add that in. But for this argument's sake, let's put it in. And you can even go into the point of where you buy your oats from. So let's say for us Aussies, we might buy our oats from Coles or Woolies. Well, let's say Coles Quick Oats, because that's what I have. So Coles Quick Oats, let's search their database. So bang, it'll bring up a whole list of oats. But here, Coles Quick Oats, and it'll say per serving. So you can see here how much. So you can go 1 gram, and then you can change if you have 60 or 45 if it's not listed in this particular drop down menu. So as you can see here, there's only options of 30 grams, 1 gram, or 1 container. That's a big meal. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put in just 30 grams, and we're going to have 1 serving of that. So then we're going to add that to our food diary, and it's going to go into our breakfast meal. So we're going to add that to our food diary, and there you have it. So breakfast, currently we've eaten 114 calories with 16 carbs, 3 fats, 4 proteins, sodium 1, sugar 0. And you can see down here for the day, it's just tallied up that meal, or currently what's in your meals for the day. And it's told you you've got remaining this, 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 and this of this, 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 and this. So that is how you can build your own nutrition. So if you don't feel like sticking to what I've delegated for you for the day, and you feel like mixing it up a little bit, that's as simple as you've got to do it. So then let's add another thing for breakfast. So for me, I'll then have a banana. Let's search. It's not overly big, so it's just a medium-sized banana. So let's see if we can find, so bananas raw. Okay, a cup, mashed. Oh, there we go. See, 1 medium, 7 inches. So that's about your 14 centimeters, give or take. So that's probably even too big. So a small 6-inch. So 1 serving of small should roughly run you around 100 calories. But let's just put that in there. So banana with my oats for breakfast. So there, that runs you about 90 calories for the day. For a banana, sorry. So adding those up is 204. So as you can see, they go into here. That's my breakfast say. So you can see in total that's 204. I have a little bit more, but on average, if you wanted to have a different kind of breakfast, let's say you wanted to mix it up in the morning and you wanted to have bacon and eggs. Oh, bacon, fat, oh, sodium. Okay, but the good thing about this is taking hold of your own nutrition and the fact that you know that you're going to hit your numbers by the end of the day. This is called two things. It's called flexible dieting, and also you might have heard of the thing called if it fits your macros. Now, this does not mean, oh, I've spelled snack wrong, I just realized. But this does not mean that you can go out and have McDonald's for breakfast, snack 1, breakfast, lunch, dinner, etc. Calories are not calories. There are micronutrient dense foods, and they're the foods that have a bigger density of vitamins and minerals. They're what you call micronutrients. Macronutrients make up your proteins, your carbs, and your fats, and that's what's going to get you to your weight loss or weight gain or maintenance goals. Micronutrients are what keep you healthy. So that's what keeps your skin glowing, your basically nice and fresh, your energy levels sustained, the digestion of your food. So they're the micronutrients, your enzymes, your probiotics, things like that that are so important that you aren't going to get from a nutrient lacking food like McDonald's. So calories are not calories, but you can include them into your meals throughout the week. What I would suggest is once a week, have it, but make it fit into your caloric intake. So if you knew that you're going to have McDonald's for lunch or you felt like it, go and put it in at the start of the day. Or if you find yourself logging just breakfast and then you go to your snack and then you log that and you log your lunch, you might go and have lunch, log it, see how many you have for the rest, how many calories, macros you have for the rest of the day, and do it that way. And then by the end of the day, you've hit your total goal. You haven't gone outside your carbs, fats, or proteins. You've kept them to your numbers that I've designated. And we start to gauge and we start to monitor that week in, week out. If you're still progressing in weight loss or muscle gain and whatever your particular goal is, then it's perfect. And that's how you maintain. That's how I maintain even to get into stage weight. I'm currently doing a cut. I won't go into it because this video will be long lasting, but I am using this very, very program to get my weight down. And I do it slow enough that I know that I'm tracking what's, like I said, the macronutrients and my calories. And then I might just, my expenditure, my energy input, or my energy output, sorry, will be more, meaning that as I drop weight, my energy output is increasing, so I might do more cardio, or I might reduce my food, so then my energy output has to be more because I'm eating less. But as a whole, to get used to your foods, this is what you do. So for example, you wanted to add a different breakfast. Let's go bacon and eggs, like I said. Let's just go shortcut bacon. Shortcut bacon. This is where having scales are very, very important. So you can actually weigh your food and say how much you can put into here. So for example, shortcut bacon, 1 rasher. I'm saying that's an average there, but let's just say Coles shortcut, Ryan. Let's find. Okay, so 1 rasher will run you 50 grams on average. So let's say that I have 3 to 4 rashers. So 3 rashers of 50 grams for breakfast. We're going to add that. That then tells me, would you look at that? Just for that bacon, 237 calories, 2 carbs, 15 grams of fat, 24 grams of protein. High in protein, but look, the level of salt is huge. And on average, down here, they've put in an average of 2,300 a day. I would usually say anywhere from 1,500 to 1,800 in sodium being salt, because we want to try and keep that down. The more water you drink, the more you can flush out as well, so keep that in mind. Or the more salt you have, the more water you may retain if you don't drink enough water to flush it out. Anyway, sodium level on the bacon is very, very high, so that's what you want to take into consideration. However, very high in protein for 3 rashers, which is also good. But let's say we wanted to have that for the day, and we just go and have some eggs. So let's say fried egg. Fried eggs fried, whole egg, so 1 large. Okay, let's say we have 2 large, this is just for argument's sake, 2 large eggs. We're going to add that. And then that tells us that it was 185 calories, 1 carbs, 14 grams of fat, 13 grams of protein. So our breakfast alone, and this is where people get unstuck and undone. They're like, well, but I only had a couple of pieces of bacon and a couple of eggs. That's good, right? Yes, that's fine, 422 calories, but that leaves us with 1,500 for the rest of the day. And we've still got to eat. And we're only having breakfast. Do you see where we can come unstuck? And obviously with that, you then go and have a couple of pieces of toast perhaps. So let's say, even at best, whole grain toast. So let's see here, whole grain toast, there we go, that'll do us. 2 slices, because we don't usually always only have 1. So 2 slices of whole grain toast. Not to mention what condiments we may put on there, sauces, etc. That alone for breakfast has run you 602 calories. Now this is sometimes a staple of people's diets or nutrition plans. I never use the word diet, or try not to anyway, because this is what you can do to create a lifestyle, is get used to the foods that you're eating, count calories for a month. Take the time and invest in yourself into what you're eating, and you'll see that it quite quickly adds up. So just for breakfast, I've only had a couple of pieces of bacon, a couple of eggs, and some toast, but I'm looking at 600 odd calories, leaving me, if I was to sustain or maintain my current weight or get to my goal weight, you can see I've only got 1,398 calories left. And if I go and put the rest of the day, I can tell you I'm going to blow out because I'm going to be hungry. So, with all this in mind, guys, that's how you go and use MyFitnessPal to input your daily caloric intake to hit these numbers that you've input using your goals, and then you can actually see your progression over time. So you'll see, and you can do this whether it be inputting these numbers. It depends how much you want to use this MyFitnessPal. I would suggest really getting used to the program, but at its core, the one thing I really want you to do is make sure that you're inputting the goals that I've set out for you. So clicking on here, goals, and then going back and putting in the caloric intake, trying to get as close as possible with the carbs, fats, and proteins, because that's what makes up your macronutrient split, and that's what will make you and help you lose weight or gain muscle. So guys, knowing all that now, let's go out. I'll get you to start inputting your own food. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know. Email at info@houlsfitness.com.au. But that's how you use MyFitnessPal based on what I've currently given you. And folks, this is the best way for you to get to know what's going in your body. So all the foods that I ever do, I have a similar program that's for personal trainers and transformation coaches like myself that I use, but MyFitnessPal is the closest and one of the best ones to it, where it's got a database of thousands upon thousands of foods where you can simply do this, set out your day, and off you go. And essentially you can eat whatever you want as long as you're hitting these numbers, but always, 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 always try for the whole food, not processed, and the better of the foods you can possibly eat for the day. So if all you've got is a pie out there and you have to input a steak and cheese or whatever pie you may have, put it in. But know that you're going to be reducing this number for the day, and you want to be able to hit your total goals for the day. Alright guys, any questions, let me know. That's how you're going to track your nutrition from now on. So go out there, eat what you want, hit those numbers. Now, obviously, if you want to lose weight, your energy output needs to be less than what you're currently eating. Or if you want to gain muscle, it needs to be higher than what you're currently eating. I always try and opt for more energy output, meaning more exercise if you want to lose weight, or reduce the exercise and keep the food as it is if you want to gain a little bit more muscle, because your body then can have something to utilize. I hope that all makes sense, folks. Guys, I'm going to leave you with that. That was MyFitnessPal. This video's gone on long enough. If you have any questions, let me know. And good luck and kick butt. See ya.